podcast. I like to get the information, but I don't like to take it too serious.
Hey, no, let's have fun. Let's have fun.
Um, I'm glad you're on here, man. I've told you before that I respect the way you coach, man. I love your energy. I just felt like you were the best person to get on here next.
Well, I
Um,
appreciate this is big time. This is big time. I've done a couple podcasts,
uh,
but nobody like this right here, man. This big time right here.
well, trust me, man. I gotta go to work and I gotta work 10 hours tomorrow, just like everybody else. I am small time,
Seriously, seriously.
small time. I come home, I hot water don't work. Had to take the army shower, the military shower.
Hey,
You get 1 minute,
1 minute in
but
and out of there.
I didn't have a choice.
That's how we get the kids to
Uh,
take showers at the school. We make sure that the water's cold. Yeah, get your tail in there. Get your tail in there.
Welcome back to For the Three Hoops podcast. Tonight I am sitting with Stony Point head coach Antoine Thompson. What's going on, man?
What's up, C. Smith, baby? Man, I appreciate you having me. Before we get started, I just want to let your followers know you don't meet many people that are dedicated to the game and that are true to the game and that are authentic with everything that they talk about from the high school level to the collegiate level. So I just want to start by saying Craig is a real one, and I would not be doing this show if he wasn't, because I would definitely be getting on your tail in some type of capacity.
Yeah, because you know I root for the home team.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh, we're gonna talk about that.
I, I see. I didn't put that anywhere in my notes because I didn't want to talk about it, but we can
It's
if you
okay though.
want to.
Look, that's the part of me being better for next year. Because if I don't talk
Yeah,
about it, then I can't tell you how many times I watched Plano East this year. Like
me
with
too.
you know what I mean? Like this the fact that like they were so disciplined and they just played so well. And the moment that I think about, man, well, we have 11 seniors next year. This is good. This is
Yeah,
good. So.
yeah, and I mean, especially if they all get along outside of school.
Oh,
Um,
we make sure that happens. We make sure that
yeah, yeah, and if they don't throw cold water on them.
Hey, no, seriously, seriously, seriously.
So again, thanks for taking the time out and being on here with me. So that we're gonna get into talking ASAC first. The high school season just ended.
Hold
You
on,
jump right into coaching.
hold on.
Go
Let me
ahead, go ahead.
my coaching wardrobe. I
Oh,
prepared for this. I prepared for this, so
okay.
I got to make sure I'm
All
right.
right.
I'm multi-dimensional. Let me make sure I get this right. All right, now we're ready.
This is the
Now,
first time on this show we had a wardrobe change.
now we're ready. Okay, boom. ASAC.
And you're the first person from Central Texas to be on this podcast as
Oh
long as
man,
I've been trying to do it.
well, we first and only. Ain't nobody gonna give you a show like I'm gonna give you a show. So,
I
make sure you
appreciate
take
it.
notes there.
The Are You Serious merch is coming soon. I've been talking to him. He needs to do it.
Let's do it.
He need
Let's
to
do
do
it.
it, man. I mean,
All right, see,
hats, shirts, the whole thing, man. Socks, everything.
when I be on the board, are you serious? Are you serious? He's like he brings that up every time.
Every time.
Yes, sir.
Um, so you jump right into coaching ASAC right after the season ended. Talk a little bit about ASAC as a program and kind of what you can gain by coaching AAU. You know,
Yeah,
you're coaching different kids.
yeah.
Talk about that.
Well, you talked about it a little bit. Jumping right into ASAC. Literally, we play East on March 9th. March 10th, ASAC had a workout that Sunday, and we were practicing. Um, you know, I I tell myself a lot, and I tell my coaches a lot, I'm a little crazy for wanting to continue to do this with, you know, the runs that we've made. But when you have such a prestige program like ASAC that has been around since early 2000s, what a lot of people don't understand is ASAC was once Texas D1 ambassadors, you know, with Max Ivy and Craig. So, you know, when you look at the lineage of D1 ambassadors and everybody that they flowed through the program, Craig just transitioned it into ASAC once D1 ambassadors kind of diluted, which was 2012, 2013-ish, around that time. And a lot of people don't understand like what ASAC stands for. So it's Austin, San Antonio, Killeen. And our biggest thing within the culture is just toughness, right? Like you look at the kids that have come through the program, you got Brock Cunningham, you got Jamal Shea, you got what's big fella that went to Marcel Bryant, you have golly, what's the kid from Killeen? Oh my gosh. I mean, we just Punch, David Punch. Like you just have
David
a
Punch. Yeah.
tradition of just tough kids. And when I was brought over by Elvin Shedd in 20, when was that? 2020? 2020? Yeah, COVID year 2020, you know, it was just a matter of continuing who I was and my coaching style, because I've always coached against ASAC. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, I used to be against them. Like I'm not going over there to coach with them. But then, like, the more you start seeing the platform and what they stand for and what they do, you know, it was easy for me to transition over. But just a culture of toughness, a culture of competitiveness, a culture of just creating a lane for their own, because we're from Central Texas. So a lot of people don't respect what Central Texas basketball is. But when you can get a collective group that is played, that plays well with each other, that plays hard, that plays the right way, you know, we can start taking names, and you know, we've beaten some of the tops of the tops, from the Dallas, San Antonio, Houston area, all the way back from the ambassadors through, you know, me being here right now. So it's been a supreme opportunity. The ASAC program now represents 3SSB basketball, and represents Central Texas with the platform that we have. And, you know, we just continue to want to work to build the notoriety, the recognition, the competitiveness that we have in Central Texas right now.
Yeah, I always when people talk about the 2020 COVID year, that was like the best summer basketball ever.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you
I
can.
mean, I think, I came that the only time I ever drove to travel for a event was that one in Buda.
In Buda, yeah, and it was
Yeah,
tough.
yeah, some
Like
teams, yeah.
we had some teams down here. We had a
Yeah.
mixture of
That
EYBL.
that Tennessee team with the kid that went to Kansas, I believe.
Oh my gosh, they were
Yeah, they
huge.
were good.
They were
Yeah,
huge. They were huge. And boys walked in.
yeah,
I'm like, no way, buddy's in high school. But shit, don't matter. You gotta play the game right now.
yeah.
No,
And man, there were tons of coaches at that event.
yes, yes. And see
That
that
event was packed.
that's what I try to get people to understand, that like we're just trying to bring what has never really been polarized to this
Yeah,
magnitude here right now. So you know, it's a great opportunity for Central Texas right now. You know, my coaching staff that I have with ASAC, we all are either high school coaches or we've all played college basketball, you know, so it comes with a um, good knowledge base of coaching experience, good knowledge base of playing experience, and, you know,
yeah.
just a platform of networks that we all put together for our kids.
Um, does does AAU basketball give you maybe like a chance to try to work on things that maybe you've been trying to think of to implement maybe during your high school season, stuff like that?
Definitely, man. There are so many sets that I did not run for Stony, that I allow myself to see if it works for ASAC. And playing with the shot clock, that's the style of play that I want to play with at Stony anyway. So yes, absolutely. But it also helps me with like strengthening just my toolbox. Like the different adjustments that I have to make with so many talented players that we see on the circuit, or just the games that we receive at Gassos, or the circuit events, or any event that we're playing in. We're going to have top talent. So it's really a maximum effort thing for me. I told my wife last week, I'm like, man, this stuff is stressful, because I'm thinking like I'm still in motion with everything Stony, and I'm like, I gotta coach. I gotta really be on top of my stuff. But it also goes back to the concrete platform of like how competitive high school basketball is right now. Like if you're not trying to get better, if you're not trying to implement new things, you're gonna get your tail popped. So it's been really good.
Especially at the 6A level.
Oh my gosh.
And I mean, next year ain't gonna be easy at all, man. I mean,
No,
shit.
no. We got a target on our back right now, and we thrive for that. We love to do that. We run head on to that, but it's even bigger now, and hopefully we see what this Division I, Division II stuff looks like, and
Oh
if
yeah, I heard about that.
if it is the same as this year, hey, Region 4, we'll be ready to go. But our schedule,
Yeah.
our preseason schedule is going to have us prepared for it.
So talk to me a little bit about your early life. Like how long has basketball been a part of your life?
Wow, man, crazy story, man. So I grew up in East Austin, man. Like, if you know anything, anybody that knows about East Austin, like, I grew up in the sticks, single parent household, no father growing up, oldest of my mom's 3 children. I was working to pay bills for the household at 10, 11 years old. You know what I'm saying? But growing up in my neighborhood, it was either the streets or athletics. And I think I had the right people around me. My mentor, shout out to Rob Evans, shout out to Devon Odoms, who's also one of my coaches with me at Stony and ASAC, who really just like navigated beyond my mom's and my grandma, that navigated me like, look, you're in basketball was introduced to us at like 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? So you're in this athletic realm. We're doing this stuff over here. You do not have to do this. Is it accessible for you? Absolutely. And it took a situation when I was 16 years old. I'm not going to go in depth about it. 16 years old in high school, at Manor High School, man. And I could have, my life could have turned. It could have been really different. And, it took some learning. It took some legal action to really say like, all right, you ain't built for that. Not that you wouldn't be able to do it, but that ain't the life that God's trying to give you right now. You
It's
know what
not
I'm saying?
something you
So
want to do.
no. So, the basketball,
Yeah.
I tell kids all the time, a part of my why is using basketball as a tool. Like I literally used it as a tool, 4-year varsity letterman at Manor, all district, all Syntex, went on to play at Austin College. And just from there, I had to realize at 16, like, so I had no father. Like I said, my 2 uncles, my mom's brothers, both incarcerated doing Fed time. So, like I would go visit them, and they would like tap me in my like love taps. Like, yo, what you doing? You want to be in here? This what you want to do? You know, like I'm like, nah, I'm good on this, yo. I'm good. I'm good. So, the game was introduced early. My mom was really like my first coach. She really put the game around me and allowed me to, and my brothers and I, to just like, put the right people in our circle for us to, venture into athletics, and basketball just was the sport that I took on to, advance my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you said you went to Manor High School. You were a
Yep.
4-year letterman.
Yep.
Um, all 4 years playing varsity. If nobody knows what that means, if somebody doesn't know what that means,
Yep.
talk a little bit about your growth through high school basketball. What kind of things did you get better at, or things that you
Yep.
knew you needed to get better at? And
Well,
and also, at what point did you know that it was going to be something that it could take you to the next level?
man, um, honestly, I didn't realize that until my sophomore year. Like I was a freshman on varsity with a really talented team. We were playing 3A. There was no 6A yet, so Maynard was 3A basketball at that point still. Then there was 4A, 5A classification, but we were really good. Like we were popping 4As and 5As my freshman year. We had some really talented dudes on that team, and I was just a skinny 6'4", fundamentally sound kid that talked shit and from the hood. So like they needed that grit. And my freshman year, I was just out there in awe watching everything. My sophomore year is when we got a new coach. Shout out to Tony Pinson, rest in heaven, Tony Pinson. One of my mentors. Like I looked at him like a dad. He called me when he got the job and was like, Antoine, where you at? I'm like, who is this? Man, I'm in the street somewhere. Like, who is this? This is Tony Pinson. I'm the new head basketball coach at Manor High School. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing something, man. I hang up, boom. He calls me back and was like, this is Tony Pinson. Are you at 8404 Gar Creek Circle? I'm like, say, man, if you come to 8404 Gar Creek Circle, me and my brother's gonna jump you. And he gets out of the car. He comes. He literally comes to the hood. I'm like, bro, you gotta be to come over here right now. He comes. We're like, I think we were shooting dice or just had got done shooting dice or something. And like, he gets out of the car and was like, where's Antoine? Who is this cat? And beat your ass. You gotta move around. So he introduces himself and was like, look, I know everyone left. And because there were like 5 players that left to go to Austin LBJ. We were zoned for Austin LBJ. I went to Maynard. So he asked me, do you want to create your own story or do you want to be a part of their story? And I was like, you serious? You for real? And he told me to get in the car. I called my mom's. I'm like, the new coach want to take me over to Maynard. And she was like, you can't go today, but tell him to come get you in the morning. Next day, he comes and gets me. Next day, he gets me in the gym and he works me out for an hour and a half or so. And I had never shot that much, like consistently, that much until him. And I was like, oh, I got to do a little bit. I was just talented, like just raw skill, but I never really understood what it took. And he worked me out for like an hour and a half. And I was like, from that day on, grateful, appreciative, and, just start taking it a little bit more serious. Because, like I was all district as a sophomore, but still wasn't enough because we didn't make it to the playoffs. And then, he told me some things that I needed to work on. Then I was all Syntex as a junior, all district as a junior, made it to the playoffs. And then the same thing my senior year. And it was really more so like, do you really want to use, like I go back to this, do you want to use it as a tool or do you just want to be another guy? And I tell people this all the time, like he literally He literally changed like my outlook to how to approach the game, and I'm really appreciative of that, forever and always. But yeah, my journey was different. But I tell the kids all the time, like, what y'all get right now, I wish I had somebody giving me what y'all receive. Because Penson was old school. He was like, get your tail in the gym, shoot 100 shots, shoot 50 free throws, then shoot 100 more shots, and you better be in shape. And I was like, all right. But we telling these cats,
Yeah.
shoot 500 shots, then shoot 50 free throws, then you go hit them weights, then you gonna play, and then you gonna shoot 500 more shots. And I'm like, bro, if I had this, y'all probably wouldn't know me. Like, seriously, you probably wouldn't know me.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, if we had Twitter back then,
Oh my gosh.
if we had 15-year-old kids with cameras making videos for us,
Like, and really
uh,
talented 15-year-olds at that. Like,
yeah, yeah.
you really good, bro.
I mean,
you did it in an hour? Like,
yeah,
good.
man. I mean,
It would be a lot different. It would be a lot different.
it would be a lot different, man.
Sure.
What was I was talking to Coach. Man, which coach was it? Was it Yeats? I think it was Yeats. Talking about sending film out over VCR tapes and stuff.
Man, like,
Man,
I told the kids, man, look, if we had a DVD player, I'd put this DVD on and go to work on y'all. And they were like, Coach, we don't use, what is a DVD? One of the freshmen was like,
yeah,
what's a DVD? And I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. We couldn't upload any videos to MySpace.
you know what I'm saying? MySpace,
Yeah,
top 8, baby, top 8. That top 8 was real.
man. So you talked about a good thing that I talk about all the time is using. If you have a goal, like if you're able to use basketball as a tool to reach a goal,
Yep.
do it. Any chance that you're given. And so this leads me into a good one because I mean, you didn't go to a D1 school, but you were still able to play basketball. You were still able to get a degree, a master's degree.
Yep.
So out of high school, you went to Mississippi College,
Mississippi
and
College.
you went to Austin College. You were all conference player twice. Talk about your success at that level and what kind of. I like to highlight what kind of competition you were playing at those schools. It wasn't like scrubs.
No, bro, we were playing
So,
dudes.
go ahead.
Like people don't understand, and this is what, like, a lot of kids don't understand. Every level is competitive. Like, we play, so in our expedition games, we play TCU, Incarnate Word, North Texas, and oh my gosh, we went to St. Louis to play. We played St. Louis, and I'm like, we had cats, like, I held my own against every single one of them. Were they bigger and stronger? Sure, but the skill level, like, I had just as much skill. It was just a matter of, like, every game was competitive. I had a teammate, Ransom Acapella, out of Houston. If this dude didn't tear his ACL or whatever injury he had, he would have been a Division I basketball player. Thomas Orr is the assistant coach at Howard Payne. This dude would monkey whoever. I don't give a damn if it was D1, D2, D3, NAIA. He could play with anybody at any level. Played at Mary Hardin Baylor when Mary Hardin Baylor went to the national championship twice. The level of competition is there on every level. And that's what I try to tell kids. If you have an opportunity to go play, it doesn't have to be stop the D1 or bust, bro. Like, that's why cats are in the transfer portal, because someone in their ear has been telling them that it's either you're going to go D1 and that's the only way you can go play basketball, or nothing. In which I tell kids all the time, bro, you're going to make more money going to play Division II basketball, being an All-American at a D2, and then going to get that overseas contract than sitting your tail being an immaculate cheerleader or not being an immaculate cheerleader, getting in the portal, and now you're stuck going to go play D2 anyway.
You might not end up there.
You might not end, so you might end up at a D3.
There are guys that don't get out of the transfer portal.
Don't even get out of it. So, like for me, I just took advantage of the networking. Like every place we were going, and like I had a unique style. Like I would just be the over communicative person. I would bring the swagger to the team, like, and like still perform. Like you can't be all conference and not perform. Like still have to perform. So like going out and still performing, and then networking with these $1 million individuals at these campuses. Relationships are everything. They're everything.
Yeah, you're right. So I've obviously, like, I think every player's, well, this is kind of the reason I do what I do, is because I want to stay in the game. Right. So I picked up a camera 7 years ago and started doing what I do. But really I appreciate it, man. I try. You get into coaching and teaching out of high school. You've been teaching for 9 years now, or is it
10?
10. Okay, this past was 10.
This makes you 10.
At 31, you become the youngest head coach ever at Stony Point.
Yep.
Talk about that a little bit. And what happened?
You've done your research.
This is what I do, man. You won't be on a podcast like this ever again, I promise.
You're setting yourself aside. You're the outlier right now.
I told you I need another day to get it together.
Yes, sir.
Talk about that a little bit. Or hold on. Let's back it up, because you said you brought the swag and all that. Where do you get that from? Where does that come from? Because there. And I mean, we're going to talk about Stony Point in a minute, but those kids have to be very, very special.
Yeah.
To be able to take what kind of coaching you put out. Because a lot of kids can't handle that shit right now.
They can't handle it, but to the first part of where I get it from, like, my circle of people, we tell people all the time, we some player cats, man. Like we like to look good, smell good, feel good. And ultimately the kid in this generation, the kids gravitate to that so much. So I'm not saying it's like if you look at my sneaker collection is the hardest of any coach that besides Neiman Ford, like Ford at Nuggetville.
Oh yeah,
he's pretty tough. But I got some junk. I got some junk. But the kids really gravitate to it. It makes me who I am. Like I've always been a person for the hip hop community, R&B community, the culture. So like it speaks who we are and how we want to present ourselves. Not that we're unprofessional, not that we're this image of whatever people may try to portray, but it literally, if you look at, bro, I just watched Spoelstra and Nurse last night coaching, and some Jordan 13s and some like rare dunks. I think he had on like the Spoelstra had on like the, no, he had on the Travs. He had on the Travs, the lows last night. And I'm like, bro, that's what people, the times have changed. And not discrediting anyone that still does it the traditional way, but the comfort level, the ability to adapt. That's what kids want to see. Like, can you adapt with us? right? In like 5, 7 years, this may not be what the norm is. So what do we adapt to then? Do we go back to suits and hard bottoms, or do we stay where we are now? We don't know. But as long as you're adapting with the kids, I think that's what makes, this speaks for itself. Culture, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the culture. And when we walk in gyms, like, people are like, man, I can't tell you how many times so many kids are like, man, look at their whole staff. They jade up. They got the new releases. Like, yeah, yeah, I can't say my next thing, but this is what we do. This is what we do, baby.
So are you Tupac or Biggie?
Biggie, man. I
Oh
love, I love Pac. I love it. I love it. But it's it's something about Biggie that just clicked with me as Juicy. I ain't gonna lie. The first time I heard Juicy, I'm kind of like an R&B type of dude. So like, when I heard that joint, and then Super Nintendo, I was like, oh yeah, that's me right there. That's me. But Pac is such a driven person. Like when I ain't gonna lie to you, before games, I'll put that Pac on. But like practices,
It's
leading up to
awesome.
games, we'll put that Biggie on. You know what I'm saying? But it's we played Dipset in the gym today, and the boys were like,
Oh
"What is this?"
man.
I'm like, "Yeah."
A song that I listen to all the time, man. Purple City Bird Gang.
Oh,
Jim
tough,
Jones.
tough,
Dude, that
tough.
I don't know, man. I used to be a big J.R. Ryder fan.
Really?
Yeah,
J.R. Ryder.
man.
J.R. Ryder had like you talk. These
Those
cats have.
those mixtapes.
You
Yeah.
talk bars. You talk about like lyrics.
Yeah.
Put him up with Kendrick, J. Cole, and that other light skin right now. He'll murk them cats.
You know
Right
that battle, Dipset and
in
Jada Kiss,
the
the
locks.
locks. Yeah. Dude, I
Classic.
watch that like every week.
Really? I
Yes,
watched
watch it like every week.
I watched the Jada Kiss, like just a snippet where it was over after he just went acapella,
Well,
impromptu, freestyle, just like,
it was
oh,
1-on-4, and he won by himself.
by himself. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna watch it.
different.
Oh, he's tough. He's top 5 lyricists of all time. Top
He's
five.
different.
Top five.
He's different. All right, we got that.
Yes, sir.
All right, so back to my question. Talk about the at 31 years old, you become the youngest coach ever at Stony Point. Talk
Yep.
about that and how it motivates you to have people that believe in you and give you that
Yeah.
opportunity.
Well, I'm gonna backtrack that even more. So we were just recognized today by the district at the school board by the school board. They let me know tonight that I'm the youngest head coach ever, um, like in Round Rock ISD history from what they have tracked to like be hired. So that was pretty remarkable. But to have someone believe in me, I can't thank Dr. Watson enough, because a little small story. He was my mom's teacher. Um, he knew who I was from when we were at Austin LBJ competing against Stony Point, and he seen the vision. And that first year, he was asking me like, "Are you ready?" And I'm like, "Mr. Watson, this at 30 years old, like I'm like, Mr. Watson, stop asking like, am I ready, bro? Like I've been ready since I really do this coaching stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm for kids, I'm for the community, I'm for the program. And when I interviewed in May, I knocked it out the park. Like I wasn't gonna give them no doubt that was I ready. And the biggest thing for me was not only proving to him, but proving to like everyone that doubted me, like you know you just messed up. You know that line that Jimmy Butler told everybody, y'all took Tobias Harris over me. You took Tobias Harris over me.
Yeah.
That was literally my mindset. Like, no, sir,
Hey,
I can't
hold on.
miss this.
Listen to this. Let me find this tweet from Jimmy Butler. Hold on. This is from last night. Jimmy
Yeah.
Butler, Tyler Hero. I don't know if it's true. A lot of this stuff on Twitter, the basketball stuff, I don't know if it's true, but it's
Yeah.
funny. If Jimmy Butler said it, it's funny as hell. Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero had to be separated on the Miami team bus after last night's game against the 76ers. Butler kept saying 9 for 27, and
Damn.
Hero reported punch and did not connect. Butler then yelled 9 for 28.
I could believe that. He is
It's crazy.
he is such a competitor and such an asshole. Like, I love it. I love it because that's how Josiah is. Like, people want to say what they want, but like, if you're not a competitor, and sometimes you do have to be assholish to be successful. And look what the guy does when he gets in the playoffs. It sucks that he's not playing the rest of the playoffs, but hey,
Yeah.
it works. It works. Yes.
Man, oh God. Man,
What happened? You ain't gonna have nobody, man.
I got a commercial going. That's the one thing I hate about Max Preps.
Oh, got it. But no, back to the 31. I'll keep talking about that. It was more so like, how do you how impactful and successful do you want to be? And it took a lot of like non-sleep nights to really get that, but it was all worth it. It was all worth it because I know what my ability is. So, really good.
Yeah, I mean, past 2 seasons you've done a good job. Let me try to pull my freaking this Max Preps up because I'm not doing it on the computer because too many. They got a lot of windows.
Hey, I'm just like you. My kids ask me all the time, "How do you function?" I'm like, "Works for me.
Yeah.
Works for me." Crazy schedule, man. We got a tougher schedule
No.
next year than we did this year. Yeah, I love it. Love it.
Yeah, I like them preseason games.
Gotta have it.
All right, here we go, man. So, first season,
Yep.
32-2.
33.
33. Oh, well, one of them ain't in here then.
Yep.
Uh,
It was the Brentwood Christian game. I know exactly which game it is. 33-2. We beat them by 46.
Damn. That's why it's not on here.
Yep.
Your only losses go to Mansfield Summit had an incredible freaking team last year.
Hey, both of those losses were to state bound teams.
Yeah, Mansfield Summit was really good last year.
Sure.
And you lose to Brennan.
Yep.
Obviously Brennan is, after watching the Pro 16 thing this past weekend.
Yep.
I mean, their 16 team is good.
They are tough.
That Donovan, Chris. I mean, Isaiah Ward played 16s and 17s this weekend.
They are tough, and
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
crazy because they're all tough, and they all play well with each other. Like, there is no selfishness with them cats.
yeah.
No selfishness.
Talon, the little guard with the little blonde in his fro.
Oh,
Talon.
that's Chris. That's his
Oh,
brother.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. But man, I mean, offensively, they're gonna have like 6 guys that can give you 20 every night, easy. I mean, unless you're D'ing up, but so your first season, 33-2.
Yep.
You losing that's the 4th round of the playoffs, right?
Yep.
What kind of things did you learn from that season that you brought into the next season?
Man, we had to be tougher. We had to play faster. We had to prepare the boys for those moments, which, i.e., so I inherited the schedule last year, right? Like there was nothing I could do to change that schedule coming into that season. But after last year, building the schedule for this year was my biggest frame. Like, we got to be prepared, because that was the thing. Those lights are much different than playing in the high school gym. And, that was i.e. the Duncanville game, i.e. the Westlake game, both Westlake games, i.e. all the Hoop Fest opportunities. Allen, with the Hoop Fest opportunities. Those were the games that we wanted.
And we Millennium Prep.
Millennium. I mean, they lost in the state championship. Poa Pete took the game over in the 4th quarter out there.
He's different.
He's different. I watched him this past weekend. He's a man. What the biggest thing learning was, I gotta trust the guys a lot more, in which I think I did that this year. We had to be tougher, in which that started with the off-season strength and conditioning, and then just the level of competition. If you want to be the best, you got to go play the best. It helped us this year. It helped us a lot. We got to a state championship.
Was the game against Lake Travis? Was that a game winner that somebody hit?
That was a game winner that Uzi Button hit right at the buzzer.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
and that was, had Lake Travis not vouched for more time on the clock, who knows where we would have been at that point of the season. But they wanted more time, and they put the time up there. Dude. We got the shot off. But yeah, man, it was this year's schedule was precedent for everything.
Y'all played a really good Keller team. That were regional finalists. South Grand Prairie, I thought they were going to do a lot better. They have a really good team. They have a really good team going into next year. Pretty much the same team they had this year.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We can talk about Plano East if you want to.
Let's talk about it. Because
did you know anything about Plano East last year?
Hell yeah, because we played them at TABC. Like,
no, like the high school season before that.
No, I did not. Like, we had I had no idea. But when we played them at TABC, so mind you, when we played them at TABC, that was right after
I filmed that game.
Yeah, you did. We that was right after we played Mount United. No, that was the day after. That was Sunday. And I had no voice. And I could not talk at all. So the kids were
you gotta calm down.
No, I gotta have more water, bro. Like, I wasn't drinking any water. The SWAC was super hot. Like, it was blazing in there. It was blazing. But like, East, and credit to East, credit to the players, credit to coach and their entire staff. They were, I wouldn't say they were more prepared than us, because we were super prepared for them. But just their relentlessness to want to win was something that I have not seen from a high school team, except for Duncanville when they played Tascasita 2 years ago, and they came back from 20.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
But like, I give credit where credit's due, bro. Like, I mean, Does it upset me? Yes. Does it motivate me even more? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I haven't seen anyone rebound like what is it, Monzel?
Um, Jordan Mazzell.
I haven't seen anybody do that in a very long time. And as
Man,
much as like we contained them for 2.5 quarters in the state championship
yeah,
game. And then like he just became like a magnet to that joint. We were down two, third
yeah,
quarter, 4 minutes and 37 seconds. Look, if you I've watched this a lot. Down
yeah.
to 4:37, Josiah catches it on the left wing. Instead of going to dunk the ball like he normally would, he shoots the jumper. They push down. We get the stop on the 3-point transition. He goes and gets that rebound, and in my head, I'm like, "Oh shit, there it is.
I think
There it
I
is."
think when I was watching the game, I think the biggest turning point for me was that tip in rebound and one that he had.
Oh my gosh! Second half.
Yeah,
That
I
was the
mean
end. That was the end of the third quarter.
that
That
was
was
that
the end
was
of
like, I mean, man,
the,
like I said, I filmed them about 10 times this year.
yeah.
And every game I was so amazed by what DJ Hall can do, but Jordan Mazzell is unbelievable. I mean, I filmed him. He had a 20 rebound game against Louisville this year.
Like you
Um,
talk about kids that just have the factor. Like he's going to go to college and play just because he plays hard.
yeah.
Just he reminds me of a kid that went to Wagner, graduated in 2020. Journey Phillips, I think that's his name.
Yeah. The West Texas A&M.
Yeah, just plays hard. Not
Yeah.
very skilled. Not the most like athletic person either, but plays hard, and that gets you on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Gets
mean, him, and then you have Narit. Shout out to Narit, man. That's my guy. That kid,
that's
I mean, what he did on national TV against that team uh, when they had that tournament in New Jersey, 21 points. I mean,
man. This cat during the game started talking shit to me. I was like,
hey, he's different. He's different.
"You're a little bold." Um,
Yeah, he is.
I like it. I like it, but that's a little bold. That's a little bold. But
He's different.
credit to East though, man. Like I never want to be one of those bitter people. Like the better team won. The better team won. Like were we talented? Sure. Could we have won the game? Absolutely. But they were 39-0. They beat us twice. They beat us twice. Um, and hopefully we get to see them again. And I know, like I said, I learned from my losses. We didn't give up 12 offensive rebounds like we did in December. We only gave up 8 offensive rebounds. So I know we got to be better next year, so
Yeah.
so
I mean, like the year before they lost to Lake Highlands by
yeah.
3. And Lake Highlands would go on to win the state championship. I mean,
Yeah.
shout out Trey Johnson, the amazing second half that he had in that game.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
He's a pro.
Unreal.
He's a pro.
Yeah, he's unreal. Um, Talk to me about some of the players that you're losing. Talk to me about Goodlet going to UTD. Or no, not UTD, DBU.
Yep. Goodlet, man, what a intricate piece that we were missing that year before. Goodlet transferred from homeschool and was ruled ineligible from UIL. Had we had the Goodlet brothers versus Brennan that first year, I think we make it to state that year as well because we will play. Who won that game? What's the Alamo? Golly. Yeah, we win that. We win the regional final for sure because they smacked whoever they had played the next day. Junior Goodless, man, such a great kid. If it wasn't for the transfer portal, he would be a Division 1 athlete, scholar, humble young man. If my daughter was old enough, like I would allow my daughter to date him. He's a great kid, just a great young man. Um, Going to DBU, playing for a great system at DBU. He's one of those kids like you got a chance to be an All-American by your junior senior year. You got a chance to go make a
Yeah.
lot of money, son. And I'm not talking about from your degrees. I'm talking about from the basketball opportunities. Goodlet's a really good one. Then you got I'll get to Joe in a
Oh,
second. You got
yeah.
Allen Guy Jr., right? Like who came over to us from Manor this year. Just tough, like just a bulldog, a bulldog in a point guard that you want. And like don't let his size fool you because the 5'7" doesn't define who he is. And another scholar, like gonna be a great businessman one day. His father setting him up to be a prolific entrepreneur. You can't replace an Allen Guyton because of the toughness that he brings. That was the difference. Like we needed that toughness, and he brought that. So now we're trying to replace that right now. And then you got a Josiah Mosley who, I mean, he's Mr. Texas basketball. He's the number one player in the state. He should have
I
been a
think I I I think that any number one player from Texas should be a McDonald.
McDonald's All-American, bro. Like
It
stop it.
I mean, hands down, it's California, New York, Texas. I mean,
I mean, here's my thing. He was a Adidas All-American. 3
hold on,
years.
hold on. I took a screenshot of it. I took a screenshot of that tweet that you put out.
what,
Two-time
what,
3 SSB Circuit All-American, Gatorade Player of the Year, NBA Top 100 player, number one player in the state of Texas, 2-time All-Star player, 3-time MVP of the district. I mean, I think any Gatorade player in Texas should be a McDonald's All-American.
here's another intangible, bro. He went to the NBA Top 100 camp and killed all the Nike guys. Like killed them. Like because he's not at a prep, you're slouching the kid because he's at a public school. And here's why I really had he won a state championship, I think he goes. But because he loses in the state championship with so many eyes, but he finished with 17, 8, and 3, like he can play. He can do it.
Yeah, I mean, shoot,
You know,
Dallas had like 4 guys in it one year.
right.
Like 3 years ago.
3 years ago with the that was Ron.
That was Kaysen, Anthony, Arterio, and Keontae.
Yeah, Keontae them, yeah. And now they're
Yeah.
league boys. But you can't replace a Josiah Mosley. Like you just can there be another player similar? Sure. But just the work ethic, the humbleness, the just the ability to impact winning, it's hard. And I tell people this all the time. Josiah was leaving Stony Point before I came over. And parents we sat down and I told them, look, this is what he will be the number one player in Texas. And Josiah was like, no, I don't believe you. He will be the all Syntex player of the year. He will be one of the top players in the country. And he really didn't see it, but his parents were like, thank you. This is what we've been trying to tell him he can do. And, I'm just thankful for the Mosley family, period, for believing in me.
And talk about the legacy he leaves behind. And what kind of things what kind of things was he doing when the cameras weren't on?
He was working. Like he was working. The hours that people don't want to do, he and I were in the gym. And like it was it was like it was bothering me because I'm like, bro, I gotta go home. Like I gotta get to the kids. I gotta get to the family. And he was like, Coach, I want this. At one point, he had asked me, Coach, after our home games, do you mind my dad and I getting in the gym and just getting up 200 shots before I leave? And I'm like, are you going to flip the uniforms before you leave? Like, what do you mean? You want to after the game? And he's like, yeah, this is where I need to be. And I'm like, oh yeah, this kid, he got it. He has it on his mind. But I think
I
it,
was
you know, you
hold on, let me jump in just a second. I had Dominique Parker on here last week, Coach
yep,
Tyrese.
yep.
And he said he said that when you have a player like that, you can't tell them no.
You,
You got to put stuff on pause, and you got to, because he said Tyrese would hit him up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
yeah,
Like,
like
like I
seriously.
ain't even out of bed yet.
So like Josiah's regimen for the last about year and a half, we practice at 6:30 a.m. He's going to the
Yeah.
gym with his dad at 4:45,
Oh
lifting,
my God.
coming to practice. Now, if anyone knows my practices, you you just said it earlier. They're tough. They got to be able to handle it.
Sure.
It's a collegiate
Yeah.
scheduled practice. He goes through the practice. We practice from 6:30, 6:45 a.m. to through the athletic period, which is at 10:30. Going through the entire practice, he goes to get cryo, stretch, and then his last workout while still doing all his academic stuff. And he's an AP student. So the professional standpoint of like how he approaches the game, that's the legacy. That's what I hope kids are looking at. Like, is my approach like that? Because if it's not, I need to start. I'm going to use the Don Staley quote. You got NBA aspirations with backyard mindsets. It doesn't work. It won't work. And if you don't work like that, don't come asking me why someone hasn't. I hate to hear, well, they sleep on me. No, you sleep on yourself. You sleep on yourself. Because if you don't work like that, that opportunity is not going to come. So I think that's the legacy. And a lot of the kids see it. Like more and more kids every week have been in the gym, beating us to the gym. Man, I got a kid, Josh Fowler. We get to the school. I drop my kids off about 7:20. I get to the school about 7:30, 7:35. He's in the gym doing ball handling with no lights on, just working on his game. And I'm like, preacher man. We call him preacher man because he's really into the Lord and stuff. I'm like, are you praying to God that you got the lights on? He's like, no, coach. If if I can dribble in the dark, I can dribble in when the lights come on. I'm like,
Oh,
all right,
he ain't lying.
all right, bro. You pray for me, but at the same time, let me turn these lights on before you lose this ball and
Yeah, I
keep
mean,
messing.
what you gotta be wired different.
Yeah, yeah. No, seriously, seriously,
You gotta be
seriously.
wired different.
Yeah, no, man. But
Um,
he's a great legacy. I think that he left, first Gatorade Player of the Year ever in Round Rock ISD history.
yeah, that's really good, man.
Pretty
That's
tough.
really good. You're in a lane of your own.
Right.
You're creating lanes too.
Absolutely.
Um, and then the last thing I got for you is,
Yeah,
let's talk about some. I mean, you're gonna have a really good team next year.
yeah, man.
You you got you got three guys that I know of coming back that were big time players for you this year,
Yep.
and
Yep.
Landon Short had a really good weekend this past weekend.
I
Um,
heard. I heard. I seen. I seen. I needed him
you
to have
got
some good.
Uzziah, and then you
Mm-hmm.
got a big man Devon Hewitt.
Yep.
Talk a little bit of three guys and how
I mean,
good of leaders they are.
we seen what Landon could do on both ends of the floor early on in the season, and he like took on that role of like being a 3-and-D guy, handling the pressure, locking up guys, knocking down big
Yeah.
shots. We seen
Yep.
what he can do, and I think this like his mindset right now is that I'm the best guy in the gym, and with that mindset, we can catapult to get back where we were this year. Then you got a Devon Hewitt who, man, if Devon was at any other school, he goes, he's a potential all state, all region guy. He's 6'8" with the ability to shoot it with the best of them. His shot blocking ability is with the best of them. And like I told him, like, you got to be the guy now. You got to be the dude. And it's not that we didn't want you to be that, but you see, this is what I love so much about Devon. He honed into his role and understood this is Josiah's time, and now it's my time. And
There you
he's
go.
ready for the time. And I respect him even more for honoring that and being the guy which he presented for us this year. But now, oh, I'm about to let the top off. He about to get busy, and then you got a Uzi who is a 4-year Letterman, he'll be a close to 1,500 point guy, leader, playing this past week. Was that this past weekend? Were we in Omaha last weekend?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Omaha last weekend.
This past weekend. Yeah.
Killing on the 3SSB circuit, like getting busy, proving that he is one of the tops of the tops in the state in the 25 class, but also showcasing it on the national level. Uzi's going to be a great leader for us. He's going to be a great scorer for us. He's going to be just that second voice, and that's what I want to build with those guys, being more of a second voice for me on the floor, because when my voice is gone, like literally, figuratively, and physically, like
Yeah.
this is what I need you to do. This is where I need you to be. But then we have other guys like Elijah Clemens, who's with Landon Short. Like Elijah, when he gets right, man, he could be the best one of all three of those guys. Then you got Devon's brother Darius can play really well. He's good. Jaden Cruz, another kid, 6'3", athletic, can shoot the piss out of the ball. He just had to like find his niche with us, and he'll be ready to go next year. We got some young kids, and Devin Lineberger, 6'5", just stout kid that is a physical specimen, but is working his tail off right now. Got another young kid, Adonis Wright, who's playing high level basketball, playing 3SSB this summer as well, who will be a very important factor for us next year. We got guys that are going to hone in to wanting to get back to the state championship. They wanted to get back to regional this year. Now the pedestal is a state championship. Do we know it's work? Absolutely. Will they work for it? Absolutely. Will I push them to get there? Absolutely. So, we got a good opportunity, man. We just got to hone into the ability to work, stay healthy, stay humble, stay together, and I think we can get it done.
Coach, I appreciate your time, man.
And I appreciate you. This is awesome.
Yeah, I knew this was going to be a good one. I had it in my head all day that I think this is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, man. This is good.
Yeah, man. I hope you have a good summer. I hope ASAC does really well.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully I'm able to catch y'all more.
We will see you.
I mean, I gotta get my guy. Old Silas is playing really good. And what's that? Billy
White, the third, baby.
Billy White.
Third. Hey, he's the next Billy White, the third. I'm gonna just tell him, look here, son. I don't want no tickets. Just put me in the room with you. Billy White, the third.
Yeah,
He can be special.
yeah,
He can be
he's
special.
gonna be good. But
yes, sir.
I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you as well.
Thank you.
Have a